Now, like many towns, Cheltenham is surrounded by a sort of patchwork of green fields, and it's fields like this that people say they want to preserve. So come and have a look at this that I've downloaded from Google Earth. We're standing about there. Plenty of green around, as you can see, except that these two fields are now a housing estate. A mile or two up the road, Kit Brownholtz from Leglag, the Leckhampton Greenland Action Group, has been campaigning for 20 years to stop these fields being built on.
Well, it's an appalling prospect. Children play in little dens in the hedges. It's, a remarkably varied and interesting piece of countryside, and it would be an absolute shame if it was lost.
Cheltenham's MP says the fields are a precious resource for the whole town.
It's about preserving the green space for future generations. It's very, very important to people around here.
It's also important that we find houses for people, and this is a desirable area to live. You could imagine people wanting to live in a house built in this field.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there are 3,500 people on the Cheltenham housing waiting list, but the kind of numbers of market housing that's being allocated for this area and other green spaces around Cheltenham, more than 10,000 houses. People need homes, but they don't need 3 each.
At a meeting put on by Leglag, some residents said they're worried their views are not being listened to.
And I wonder if we complain about people trying to build on our green land, whether anybody are going to be listening to us.
I think we need some vision here, and I need some facts and figures.
And to put a blanket no, we don't want it in Leckhampton, I think is being extremely nimbish.
Now the problem is there is a housing shortage in this country, and if we're not going to build new houses on fields on the edges of towns, where are we going to put them?
There are much better places to put that housing than here in Leckhampton and Sherdington. Places which will meet needs more effectively, protect the environment in a much more positive way, generate the economic value that we need without having to touch green spaces like this that are treasured by local people.
The three big local councils, Cheltenham, Gloucester and Tewkesbury, have a joint core strategy. That is, they're getting together to work out how many houses are needed over the next 20 years and where they should be built, and they're asking for the public's views.
We're consulting on 3 options, ranging from a limited range of development around 16,000 to over 36,000. So there's a real range in there that we're seeking advice from members of the public, from stakeholders.
There's no doubt that houses will have to be built somewhere to keep up with demand. But Leglag and other groups say they'll fight to the bitter end to preserve their town's green spaces.